Hey y'all. Hey y'all. I'll let a couple more people pop in before we get started. If you don't already, grab your journal, your notebook, whatever you may need. We gonna chat, see how everybody is doing. We gonna talk about how I think I'm doing, and we'll create something. Ah, Ramona, let's not be scared. What? I think I put this somewhere. Do it scared. Just do it scared. You could actually, if you don't want to get overwhelmed with a separate fitness journal, you can go ahead and just do pages inside of the journal that you're using. Hey, everybody popping in. Make sure you got you some water or a hot beverage, something to stay hydrated. Okay, so we can go ahead and get started. Today is Monday. I know that a lot of us are probably like, I don't know what day, which way is coming, going, all of the above. Today is Monday, March 30th. Okay, March 30th. As most of you all know, we have been notified that we have another 30 days of this, 31, something like that, coming ahead, and that's fine. It's fine with me. Whatever needs to be done to get this thing right. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Let's talk about journaling. Last week was not the best journaling week for me. It was okay. I like to be very transparent with y'all and let y'all know that even though you see me moving on the forefront, sometimes in the backgrounds, I'm like, ooh, honey, this is a lot. And last week was compounded, y'all. And so I like to be, again, transparent because some of you may be going through the stuff. And I'm going to explain what this means. Some of you, I may be going through things and you're like, oh, I just feel like it's alone. And no, y'all, like everything that you're feeling is normal. We are all experiencing different forms of trauma, whether it's on the lighter end or the heavier end, because our lives have been changed drastically in a short amount of time. So for me, when I say a lot has changed, a lot has changed. So earlier today, sorry, let's do this first before I flip in case some of y'all like, what does that mean? So this says, dear, I have a friend, her company is called Elevated Training Solutions. You can find her on IG and on Facebook. She's a teacher and she gives tips to parents and all of that. And so one of the tips was, dear, drop everything and read. So I thought that was really cool. So all I have to do is go in and write the books that I'm reading now. And I purchased my son 2 books. One came yesterday and then another one is coming. So my idea and the time frame will be 15 to 30 minutes each day, just to take a break from screen time. That'll be part of our family time. We've already implemented watching episode or 2 of All American each day. And so this is just another component to add to family time to break up watching the worldly news. All right. So that's that. And like I said before, last week, journaling, I just was really not that interested in, and that's normal. So some of you all may be like, oh, dang, you don't journal either. There are some days that I don't. Like I literally created this page. We did that page and that was it in this form. But what I did outside of that was I have started using a coloring book. So that was like my stress reliever. So if you find yourself at a point where it's like, I just don't have the will to write right now, you can jot down things that you want to talk about and then you can color later. Hey, Grace. So that's just the idea, right? So this week I started my week off rolling things over from last week. And y'all, last week it was a lot, okay? It was a lot watching the news. It was a lot day-to-day life. Let's backpedal. Let's just talk about what I experienced last week, okay? So I am self-employed, y'all, on both ends. I'm self-employed as far as Journal Jot and Jive goes, and I'm also self-employed as far as hair goes. And initially there weren't any resources, but lately resources have been coming out, thankfully enough. Thankfully enough. Yes, I love those. Just actually got those. So thankfully enough, I'm a little familiar with how resources and stuff work. So there are some options where we can get a grant versus a loan and all of these. And so one of my huge things is I'm not working on getting a loan, y'all. That's just, if I can avoid a loan at all costs, I will. And so I just got initially, I got really discouraged because the building where I lease my salon, they're still charging booth rent. And so here's the theory. If I can't be within 6 feet of a person, stated by our local government and the federal, why am I being charged, right? And the communication just lacks. So I was frustrated in tears, like, I ain't come all the way back to do hair to run into some foolishness like this. And then I just had to slow down. So one thing that I kind of want to talk about with us, y'all, we are going to deal with different scenarios and we're going to get frustrated. It's normal. We're going to get frustrated. But sometimes in chaos, there comes calm after. And so oddly enough, when I came back to hair, I already knew I wanted to be in a suite. Fine, boom. And I just started reevaluating this whole thing. Maybe I was positioned in a particular place for a moment. And maybe that moment was then. And this pause that we're in is giving me the room to reevaluate some things and where I want to be. And I've talked to y'all, if you've been with me for a while, about manifestation writing and the things that you desire out of life and your resets and all of those type things. So while I'm still annoyed, don't get it twisted. I'm still annoyed that I got a $400 balance for a place that I have not stepped foot in. I just got to thinking, like, is that the location that you really wanted to be in the first place, right? Hey, y'all. And so I just thought about it, y'all. I just was sitting there thinking. And truthfully, no. I know the area that I desire to live in. I know the area that I desire to work in. And prior to everything that's happening, I was doing things a little timid, right? And so in reality, for me, sometimes you got to do it scared. And we talked about that the other day. So one thing about Adrian, y'all, hey, Renee, for some of y'all that know me by that, communication is key. And if your communication lacks, I'm already communicating with the next thing. So I reached out to the actual location that I want to be in and had a great conversation. Pretty much know that that's where I am going to go. I will say this particular location is $125 extra per week. But oddly enough, I'm so calm about it that I know that it will be the right move. So I am genuinely positioning myself. So I know we started talking week 1, because y'all know we in week 3. And week 1, we started talking about what are some of the things that you can do during this time. And one of the things that I mentioned to many of you all, I said, if you don't like your job, what research are you doing so that you're not stuck in that same spot? For me, the way that your employer is treating you now speaks volumes, depending on what industry you're in. And if you are in a service industry like me, that is huge for me. And so I am big on doing my homework. I called around. I said, let me make sure I'm not overreacting. Let me call a couple of people, a couple of colleagues in the industry. And most of them, y'all, they have been excused of financial obligations in this time. So, like I said, today I had a really good call. I'm already claiming my spot. I'm already claiming the amount I need, which is $325. Okay, told y'all I like to be transparent. So it's $325 that I need to put down by the end of this week to hold my spot at the new location. So I'm claiming it. Speaking of claiming it, when you want something, say it out loud. I know a lot of times many of you all will read, don't let everybody know your next move, blah, blah, blah. If you are confident in your next move and you believe in the things that are destined for you, nobody can take it away from you. All right? Remember that. So whatever it is that you want, whether you're saying it verbally on social media or if you're just saying it out loud in your house, learn how to say it aloud. I am going to get the job that I desire when I come out of this. Okay? The goal for many of us when we come out of this is to come out stronger and a better person. If that's not your goal, I don't know what to help you with, because I'm not really talking to anybody that wishes to stay put in one space. All right? So whatever it is that you want this week, I highly encourage you all, say it out loud. If you want a new boo, say it out loud. If you want a new home when all of this is over, say it out loud and ask for those steps to be presented to you. What is it that I need to do to get the things that I want? So like I told y'all, I took the steps. I said, let me call around and see what are the areas, if I wanted to move my location, what would they be? Over this week, when the communication lapsed with the current place that I rent, I started looking, doing my research. And I took my notes. I sent my nice email. I had to go back and dig deep from when I used to work in corporate. And I sent my email. And it was less than 2 hours later, I had a response. So did that. And now we're on to the next step, right? I told y'all I have to come up with $325. How am I going to do that? I'm going to utilize Journal Jot and Jive. I'm going to put it in the atmosphere. And somehow that money is going to land where it needs to land. So that is what I am focusing on. And then later on, I had a business call. So for some of you all that want to enhance your business, you have to invest into your business. So I had a really, really good call. I got the cost of that. Yeah, definitely got the cost of that. That's $500, okay? So y'all see, working for yourself, you got to be ready. You do. You have to be ready, all right? So write your vision, write it plain, write it clear, write them numbers on paper, say them out loud. Say, I am going to get what I need to get where I am supposed to be. Did you, Grace? Yeah, and I'm ordering on, what you call it? I will be ordering on Friday as well. These are trunk pieces. I'm thinking I want to do a doll, but I'm also feeling like I want to do trunk pieces. So let's do a doll. So I think my message is still going to be the same, y'all. Do it scared. Do it scared. Speak it out loud. Say it out loud. Say it clear. Are we using these, y'all? Not yet. Let's use our doll. Let's use the doll. So how is everybody doing out there? I've already told y'all I had a very overwhelming week last week, but out of that overwhelmingness, I still have breath in my body. I still have options, and I'm still making moves, okay? In addition to that, thank you all so much for those that have purchased the shirts, those that are understanding with everything that we're dealing with. For those that are like, dang, I should have got my shirt, you still can. Today is actually the last day for the second pre-sale order, so you want to go ahead and grab that. I'm gonna put that link in here. And that is for the shirts. If you buy 2 or more, you will qualify for Afterpay. Okay, and so that's for the second release of the shirts, and those will start shipping on April 10th, as long as they don't shut all of us down. All right, so that's where you can pick up your shirts. What else do we have coming up? Journal prompts will be released on Wednesday, and those will include, well, one that you will see will be for people that want to start their own business. So that one's gonna be a little fun, y'all. It's gonna be a little fun. It's going to be one of those where you're like, oh my God, can she get out of my closet calling me out? And that's fine, but I can't, because I want you to win. And so that one is going to be, so you want to be self-employed, pull out your notepad. So that is that one. And that releases on Wednesday, and there'll be a few other ones that release on Wednesday. The other one will be Work Life. That releases on Wednesday, which is April 1st, to be exact. Okay, so as we are sitting here, I need y'all to talk to me, the ones that are not shy. Within these 3 weeks, what have you learned about yourself so far? Do you have any takeaways? So for the people that are having to work from home, would you like to work from home, or are you now like, yeah, this is not for me? Because I know a lot of people like, I just need to work from home. I need to work from home. And I'm reading a lot where people are like, yeah, so I thought I wanted to work from home, but they know it's not for them. I'm just curious to see how y'all are feeling about this whole work from home movement. In response to me working from home, I've already had access to working from home, but I do like being able to go into the salon for a break of being in the house. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I miss it. I miss getting out for a little bit, just a little bit. You said you prefer not to work from home? Yeah, this for sure has been so far humbling for me, just on so many levels. It's been humbling in reference to the people that we probably taken for granted. Like, you see how valuable they are on the front lines. Just space apart from your kids. If you have them, kids, spouse, pet. I feel like some of us didn't know the importance of that space. Just that itty bitty them hours of space. Yeah. As Sharonda said, like, taking for granted being able to just walk in a restaurant and just ordering because you ain't want to cook. And yes, they still have the drive-thrus and all of that stuff, but sometimes it's just not the same. So I miss those little small things, like walking in Target aimlessly without being nervous to touch anything. But I just have the thought sometimes the earth needs to replenish itself. And even through the midst of this, it just seems like it's just a cleanup. And I really hate that there are lives being lost in the midst of it. But I think it's such a huge lesson in all of this. It's just the things that we have placed value on. And me especially, I just look at some of those things just don't even matter anymore. They don't matter, like the stuff that I used to get so frustrated about. And again, even like I said with the salon, normally I would just be so mad and I would just stay. And now it's like, nah, you live life, you learn, and you move. Let's see, what we gonna write on here, y'all? We're gonna write week 3. I think that's what we're gonna write, week 3. We are on a week. Is this week 3? Yeah, week 3, right? And if you haven't already, with some of your creditors, if you didn't get the responses that you wanted, or they're like, hey, follow back up with me, make sure you follow back up with those creditors, y'all. Stop feeling like they owe you something. They don't owe you anything. And especially if you are already behind, they owe you absolutely nothing. If anything, they're showing you grace, all right? So make sure you remember to call back with those creditors and stay in touch so that you can have every option available to you. Look at the resources that are out there. We mentioned briefly that the hair industry is starting to roll out some different things. I'm going to say this, I am no financial advisor. I'm still getting my whole financial life together as well. Avoid loans if you don't need them. Okay, so you have to realize life is still a business for many companies. All of us that have businesses, small or large, we still work, right? So you're going to have a lot of companies, credit card companies, that give you a higher balance, and they're going to pull the heartstrings with some of you all and say, "Hey, we're extending your limit." If you know that you already have some income that can take care of your needs, be careful on getting into further debt out of desperation, okay? So if you know that you are not disciplined, you don't even need to look at the debt. Because what's going to happen when we do come up out of this, people are going to get mad and they're going to say, "Oh, they took advantage of me." But everybody has free will. So if you don't need it, don't get it. All right. If you can find a grant versus a loan, apply for the grant. Now, what I will tell y'all, when it comes to grants, they're going to make you work for it. Your application may be a little bit longer, but guess what? Free versus paying back, I'm going to just have to take those extra minutes and fill out that application. Okay. And again, remember, nobody owes you anything. Everybody is figuring this thing out day to day to day. So please give those workers that you're talking to grace on the phone. You got to understand, a lot of these companies are hiring new people that have no clue. They're literally thrown in the fire, okay? So before you call and cussing people out and you need something, my sister always taught me when I was younger, get what you need before you talk junk, all right? So don't be going and calling these folks showing out and you know you already wrong. You already knew you was behind on your bills, okay? They ain't do nothing to you. You did it to yourself. We've all been there. And if you haven't, don't go there. All right, so we are on week 3. One thing that I would suggest for week 3, y'all, I'm not going to say all. Many of us have ingested a lot of the media, even down to our friends. We're sharing stuff with each other. Let's be mindful of what we even share with each other. Again, I come across as a super strong individual, and while 85% of that is true, that last percentage sometimes can be really heightened for me. And sometimes I even have to stop my friends like, "Hey, give me a second. It's a little too much. It's a little too much." All right. So if you need that space, be open with your friends. I'm going back and forth, y'all, with the friendship journal prompts. But I do feel like, if we're going to be evaluating life, we might as well do it now. Now, I ain't doing no relationships. Too many of y'all got to live in a house with your significant other. We're not doing that. But when it comes to friendships, I think that might be a good topic to work on in April. Many people need to reevaluate their friendships. Many people need to reevaluate what friendship means. Some of the people that feel like they're the victim on one end may not actually be the victim. So I think that may be a good topic for the two. So you want to work for yourself and friendship will be a good start for April. For April. So that's the goal. This ain't showing up. What we doing? What my other ones? Y'all not up here? Oh, yeah, they are. So when you create your week 3 page to start out your journal or your creative writing, I would suggest writing some things that you need to get done. So again, like I told y'all, week 2 was a little doozy for me. Week 1, I still had that energy. Monday and Tuesday, I was like, boom. And then Wednesday, I was like, oh, it's a lot being thrown at me at one time. So while I would watch TV, I would lay in the bed a lot. Like, I would get up, shower, put on some more pajamas, and get back in the bed. This week, I need to power through. I'm thankful that I have another therapy call, because we're going to have to talk about this one. Like, girl, help. Because I don't like feeling out of control. So that's on my agenda. We already talked about, I did the calls that I needed to do for business. And I'll be working. Pretty much this week will be, my focal point will be Journal Jot and Jive and hair. And working on some things I need to clean up and communicating with my customer base and my clients. So customers in reference to Journal Jot and Jive, and my clientele in reference to Hair by Renee. Y'all, my clients be texting me every day like, you sure you don't want to come to the house and do my hair? Girl, you done lost your everlasting mind. There's folks around here that got stuff and won't even tell you they got it. No. But y'all are funny. Y'all are hilarious. So what I will say, people, you know that nail tech and your hairstylist, I think I said this every week. Y'all gonna hear this every week. Your wax lady, your lashtician, that does your lash extensions. All of those people, you know, make sure you tip good when you go back, because y'all gonna put us to work. We already know. I gotta send a message out to all my natural clients and tell them to comb their hair and stop doing this finger comb through, talking about their finger detangling. Now, man, you need to comb your hair. So if you're on here and you still ain't combed your hair from last week, you're rude. Comb your hair, okay? Your hair sheds 100 strands per day. And so with you not combing, 100 strands, give or take, per day. Okay, let's do the math. 100 times 7. That's what, people? 700 strands. We're on week 3. That's 2,100 strands. Okay? If you have not combed your hair, you have 2,100 strands in your hair. That's like, I need to get out of here. And so what some of you all are going to do, you're going to get the nerve and you're going to say, oh, it's time to shampoo my hair. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your head under some water. And you're going to put your head under some water, and you have been finger detangling. And so then your hair is going to lock up. And so your hair is going to lock up, and y'all going to want to call all your hairstylists. You're going to be crying. You're going to think you have to cut your hair off. And so to eliminate the foolery, relaxed or not, relaxed or natural, I'm going to need you to comb your hair, okay? We're going to comb starting from the ends on up to the roots. So for some of you all that have those little girls and you like, she's just tender-headed. She's not tender-headed. You're just doing it wrong. Start from the ends, detangle, move on up. Detangle, move on up. Detangle, pull all the way through. All right? So we need you to comb your hair. We need you to shampoo your hair. Okay? So remember that your scalp is skin. So if you're not shampooing that dirt and debris, you're then going to find your skin breaking out on your face. And yes, while some of us, because I had stress-related breakouts last week, I was like, oh, this is too much. The other half was I needed to shampoo my hair. So I went to shampoo my hair. So if you're breaking out, no, it's not all stress. It's because you're refusing to shampoo your hair because you're still in denial and you think we're going back next week or the week after that. Friend, you have 4 more plus weeks. So we need to help you help us for later. All right? So you said, I can't tell if my hair is growing. I've had a protective style for 6 weeks. What should I do to promote hair? Yes, Ramona, wash those bonnets, wash your combs, wash your sheets, wash your pillows, because if you shampoo your hair and then you go back and put the bonnet on, you're putting back oils and debris right back in your hair. It's pointless. Grace, so is your hair still in a protective style? Is it braids? You're 6 weeks, that needs to come down. If it's braids and it can still last a little longer, you're going to do a couple of things. If you have sea breeze, you can take a cotton ball and you can go through your scalp, or if you have apple cider vinegar, you could do that. Okay, so it's crochet. So we're not going to do apple cider vinegar because it's crochet staying in, but if you have like witch hazel or sea breeze, you can take that and go through your scalp and cleanse your scalp with the cotton ball. Okay, so you can do that. And when it's time for you to take those crochet braids out, each braid that you take out, you need to comb at that time. A lot of people will take every single braid out and then decide to detangle. Each braid detangle. This is for anybody on there. If you have individual braids, after you take each individual braid out, comb through, ends to the root. Okay, and I guess it just depends on how the crochet is in. I don't personally do crochet braids, so Ramona, if you can give a tip on shampooing with that, I can't tell y'all, because y'all can't come back on here like, what am I supposed to do now? That's not my lane as far as shampooing with crochet. Okay, so that's that. So we had our hair tip of the day. Drink your water. Oh wait, let's back up. Let's back up. Step away from the shears and the scissors. Okay? Step away from the shears and scissors. I know that YouTube makes you feel like you can do everything. And it's not that I don't think that you could learn certain things, but we just don't need you to learn it on yourself, all right? You're not going to get it right. So you're just not. So I know you have a lot of time on your hand. Let's read. Let's color. Let's cook. Let's step outside for some fresh air. Let's call a friend. Let's mail a letter. Let's do a crossword puzzle. Let's do anything but pick up some shears and do our own trims and our own cuts and our own natural trims, because YouTube told you that you're capable. Because that's going to be an extra fee on your bill, all right? And remember, we're not doing discounts when we get back. If anything, we're doing full services with extra tips added in. So let's do it right. Let's help us. Let's help us all, okay? So call your friends today and tell them to wash their bonnets, wash all of their hair supplies, their combs, their brushes. You know, get that hair out of that brush that you keep leaving in there. For whatever random reason, you know, the end of the rat tail, you just take through that comb and scoop that hair out and put it in the trash can, and take a little bit of your shampoo and shampoo your brush, sanitize it, do all those great things. Yes, Sharonda, please journal before you pull out this. Write it. I want to cut my hair, but Renee stopped me. Great journal. Great journal moment. I thought I was a hairstylist for 0.23 seconds, and then I realized I'm doing too much. Great journal entry. I picked up the shears and I stopped and had to laugh at myself. Okay. Whew. Your stylist will thank me later. But yeah, y'all, put them shears down. Put them down. Please. I get weekly pictures of my clients. They send to my phone to show me how rough they look, and I'm like, great, your hair's growing. Just comb it. Just comb it. We love y'all though. We have been tickled. So that's the hair advice, y'all. That is the hair advice. Okay, what else can we talk? Oh, we only been on here 33 minutes. This ain't longer. Let's talk fitness. Show yourself grace, okay? I know some of y'all was like, I got all the time in the world and I'm going to be beasting with this fitness thing. Okay, so let's have a come to life meeting, okay? Baby steps. Baby steps. You don't have to be, what's his name, y'all? What's the one that used to do Tabo? Y'all don't have to be any of these fitness gurus, okay? You just want to get some movement going to help with your immune system. If you have access of walking, maybe walk in your backyard or down the street. Just make sure you don't get anywhere close to anybody. Start there. Let's get a little bit of movement going. Because here's the thing. We don't need you trying some really, really strenuous stuff that you ain't really about, okay? You might not be about that life. Billy Blank. Yep, that's him. You don't want to necessarily just jump in the fire. Because, listen, we don't need nobody trying to go to the hospital because that ain't where you want to go. So, baby steps. Baby steps. So, what I've been doing is because I wanted to support small businesses where I can. A lot of people that have gyms or teach classes, they're doing live videos. Some of them are doing donations, and some of them may have a live class for $5, $10 here and there. All right, so you have that. You have YouTube. You can look up exercise, and you can do exercises for beginners. Do the exercise with a family member and go at your own pace. But a little movement each day, y'all, is vital. It really is. At this point, it's more about what can I do to just keep boosting my immune system. I do think that's going to be one thing you see coming out of this. People are going to be a little more aware of what you put in your body, how you're feeling, what symptoms you have, just stuff like that that we really probably just took for granted. I think it's going to be a shift in what you're seeing now. So definitely get some movement in, but you don't just don't overdo it. So that was fitness. Okay, so let's talk about food, because fitness and food go hand in hand. Many of us have been snacky. We have been snacky. People deal with things differently. Some people stress eat. So let's say you are a stress eater. Make sure you're getting some fruits and vegetables in. I'm not going to tell you that you're not going to eat snacks, because that's not a true reality. But put some vegetables somewhere in there. If you like peanut butter, do some celery with peanut butter, apple with peanut butter. If you're like me, you like guacamole, make your own guacamole. What else? I've been doing orange slices for the vitamin C. I need to cut into this grapefruit. Y'all do not like grapefruit, but I bought it because grapefruit is a natural fat burner, if y'all didn't know. But it's also a citrus. So citrus fruits. You want to feed your body good things that help boost the immune system. Salads, spinach, some of those things that you don't like, add in. Things with garlic. So keep that into consideration as well. So week three, couldn't get that out. My next moves, or the next move. I'm gonna call it the next move. All right, so we're going to call week 3 the next move. So what's going to be your next move this week? If you feel like you're still at the start line from week 1, that is fine. Put one thing. Don't put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things, and you know that you can't accomplish that per se. So maybe you want to focus on spring cleaning this week. If that's your focal point, make it your focal point. Don't feel like you have to have a super long list. Okay, so Darlene, you need to make sure. Okay, so Darlene, with that, you can download a water app, and you can set it like how many cups you want to drink or how many bottles, and it literally will make a noise like it's filling up to remind you to drink more water. Everybody that's on here should be hydrating more. And this is coming from somebody that genuinely does not like water. But y'all, I have never drunk this much water in my life, you know. It literally has scared me into drinking more water. Who knew? I also do breathing and meditation. So you may want to incorporate breathing exercises to expand your lungs. You can find those on YouTube. Y'all, YouTube, you can find everything. Minus them hair videos, okay? No. My nail tech actually did a video on how to soak your nails off. So when these start looking super, super raggedy, I'll end up soaking these off. And then I'm going to have to polish them with some glitter polish, because these going to look real raggedy when these come off. So find those healthy tips and the tips that are teaching you like manageable things to do at home, not the professional things to do at home. So your next move, what will that be this week? So do any of you all have anything that you're going to work on in particular this week that you've been putting off? You got one more month, Nicole? Girl, yeah, long time ago. I used to walk a lot when I was pregnant with my son. That was actually my favorite thing to do. Wow. So your next move. So what is your next move? So what did I tell y'all? I told y'all I need to make, okay, so off rip, I need to do 325, 5, that's 825, plus 150. Hold on, let's do some math, y'all. Let's do some math. Let's do some math. So we need 3. So y'all, how they be trying to teach you to do that new math, I be like, carry the 1, 8, 9, 10. All right, so I need to make $1,000 in 5 days. So I really need to make 1,500 in about 5 to 7 days. Oh, you saw Winona? I'm scared of a sewing machine. I am scared. And so usually, y'all, when I put a number amount, like my income amount, I always put a plus sign behind that. You don't want to limit yourself. I used to be like super exact. I need this. I always put that and more, right? All right, so whatever it is that you need, maybe you need more groceries. Maybe you want to say, I need $300 in groceries because these folks is eating me out of house and home, or $500. You're going to say, I need 500 plus. Okay, I always put that plus. You want to speak more into your life. You don't want to decrease the value of the things that you need. So that is what I need to make this week. So this is what I will make and more this week. And you may want to say, how am I going to make this? I am going to make this through shirt sales, journal prompts, and donations from others. That's how your girl is going to make it. All right. So speak those things that you need and you desire. And so my next move is needed income. How I'm going to make my income. Your next move may be, how am I going to do the next step to, what did I say? The next step to move to the next job that you want, right? So maybe that next step is to review your resume. How many of you on here have reviewed your resume since we talked about that in week 1? We're in week 3. You can be honest. So if that was one of your goals, and maybe you have not started that, that may be your goal for this week. And so one of the things you may have to look into, like, how should my resume look now, right? Because what you did 10 years ago, without a shadow of a doubt, is not what your resume should look like now. Maybe you have your resume updated, but do you have a LinkedIn yet, right? So if you don't have a LinkedIn and you like, what the heck do I need a LinkedIn for? Your first assignment would be research the purpose of a LinkedIn. You need to use Google, you need to use YouTube, you need to use all your resources and see, why do I need a LinkedIn? Most jobs, y'all, they do go and check to see if you have a LinkedIn profile. Now, with that LinkedIn profile, they actually give you help on LinkedIn too. So utilize the tools. A lot of times we'll join different. So for example, if you're into Canva, or if you're into Adobe, if you're into even YouTube, for the sake of me, most of these, LinkedIn as well, most of these programs they even have free webinars, y'all. Like, we just don't utilize the resources that are there because we in some ways have a laziness about us, or I just don't have time. Well, friend, you have time now, okay? There's a little meme that's going around. It is so funny. it's like I figured out it's not that I need more time. I'm just not doing it. And it was talking about cleaning up the house. How you be like, I just don't have enough time to get stuff together. Most of us, it's not that we don't have time. It's other underlying issues that we need to work on. Because all of us got time to clear up stuff unless you're an essential worker. Now, if you're an essential worker, by all means, you just need to get your rest. And by the way, if our essential workers are on here, thank you so, so much. I couldn't even imagine. Thank you. So if nobody told you that you are of value, you definitely are. All right. So this week, you're deciding on what your next move is. So we talked about the job. For me, my stuff is work related. It just is what it is, y'all. Some of you, it may not be work related this week. You might have been like, listen, I've been working my tail off, especially educators. So you may say, I need to focus on self-care this week. Well, many of you all have the self-care journal prompts. Pull that self-care journal prompt out, work on it, develop your self-care plan for this week. If you are interested in the journal prompts, you can get them here. And you're going to use the code, hold on, yeah. You're going to use the code LUCKY50 for 50% off. And all journal prompts, as long as we are in this, will be 50% off. But you have to put the code in. So you can't come to me after you have purchased and like, oh, I forgot to put the code in. Y'all ain't gonna be able to do nothing for you. Love you dearly, but you got to put that code in. Okay, so the journal prompts are at www.payhip.com/Journal Jot and Jive. And then that code is going to be LUCKY50. And it takes 50% off of each prompt, whatever prompts you get, all right? So needed income is... Can my orange show up on this? Let's try it. Thank you, Nicole. Y'all, Nicole is an OG. Nicole been with me for a while with the prompts. You know what? I couldn't even imagine, Al. And then I have a cousin who drives 18-wheelers, and he's actually getting the supplies to the healthcare system. So I'm a little sensitive to it, y'all, because as a hairstylist, I have quite a few healthcare workers. I have a lot of healthcare workers, and I have a lot of teachers. Yeah. So it's definitely a lot. Oh, I don't know. I must have missed the message. So no, the journal prompts are downloadable. So that's going to be on the PayHip site. The t-shirts are on my base website. I'm actually working on integrating that, y'all. I'm working on integrating the two sites, or finding a site where I can put that on there. So I'm actually taking a course on that, because that one it's beat me on that learning curve. So y'all don't be afraid to try something new, okay? They got free courses out here. They have paid courses. Take these courses, especially if you're looking to change jobs. There are so many free certificates out now. Build your resume. Because if I was a recruiter and you came to me and I didn't see anything updated during this time, I'm going to more than likely look at those individuals that took the initiative to do extra if it was within their power. So when you're doing certain things, think like your employer. Think as if you were the employer hiring you. What do you need to do to stand out from the crowd? And so again, whatever your next move is, motivate yourself. Needed income. So I'm writing, hold on. All right, so this right here, y'all, was literally a journal moment, right? So often we feel like, oh, I got to fill up this whole page. So mine says the next move, needed income, 1,500. I will make the needed income of 1,500 plus. Remember, we put that plus by selling shirts, journal prompts, and through donations. I can do it, okay? So you got to speak into your life. What are the things you need? How are you going to do it? And so right now, of course, I said I need to do this. Now, what I'll do differently when I'm not on screen, how many shirts would I need to sell? How many journal prompts would I need to sell? How many donations would I desire to get to that amount, right? And so you break it down. So let's say at so hypothetically, at $5 a journal prompt, I need to sell, I would say I would need to sell about, we know 5 times 100 is 500, but you got to take out those fees, right? So I would need to sell roughly 110, 115 journal prompts, right? So let's say you have an Etsy shop and maybe you're making, I don't know, for the sake of stickers, you're making stickers. You say, this is how many stickers I need to sell. To maybe you want to buy a new machine or some new product for your shop. So these are how you set your goals, right? So make sure you have a tangible goal and you know how you're getting to that end result. Not just, oh, I need $1,500. It's gonna fall out the sky. No, we're gonna need a plan. All right. So some of you all, your task this week may be catch up on the bills, how we talked about that, or reach out to my creditors. What is your overall goal in reaching out to these creditors? I want to reach out to these creditors and see if I can do a couple of things. If I can get months credited, because some companies are crediting months, they're not asking you to pay for anything. You may have a car payment. They're not going to necessarily tell you don't owe it, but they may say, hey, let's put it on the end of your loan. That might need to be your task. If you have not done that, y'all, the first is on Wednesday. Some people are still looking for their payments on Wednesday. You got 2 days to get some stuff done. We are at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means a lot of these companies are still open. They're working longer because they have people from home and then they have people on different coasts or different time zones. So go ahead and make that list. Call who you can now. I am a stickler for emailing as well. I'm a stickler for chat. Chat works very well, y'all. Sometimes you get more when you go through those chats on your different companies. They're a little more, they're nicer in my opinion. So you may want to go through that. When you go through the chat, make sure you ask them to send you an email. Most times you're gonna get an auto email, but I don't care. I say, hey, can you send me a follow-up email? And they're like, yeah, you normally get, that's nice. However, can you please send me an additional? That way, any records that you have, if they say, hey, you don't have to pay anything, you have that thread, you have a record of what they said, and that way you can dispute anything. All right, so that's a tip for you all that will be working on your finances this week. What else? Because remember that stimulus packet for most people is not going to go out. Transcript, thank you. Most stimulus packets or whatever they calling it is not going to go out for another 3 weeks. So you definitely want to talk to your creditors, y'all. Like, by any means necessary, talk to them. Make a plan for that money if you're going to be able to qualify for that money. What are you doing with that money? For the bills that are still going to go on your back burner, maybe you want to pay on those bills. Maybe if you have some smaller subscriptions that you can pay up for the year, this may be the extra boost that you need for that, right? So consider that, write a plan for that as well. If you know in the past you've gotten money and you've blown it, you got to do something differently, because if that's your habit and you're not changing your ways, the same thing will happen when you get this in your account. For those with their tax returns, you may need to look at your last few tax returns. Did you get an automatic, what do you call it, an automatic deposit if you qualify for one? If you did, then you're going to get an automatic deposit. If you did not, you're going to get stuff mailed to you, right? So keep that into consideration. Crime is going to go up because of that. So you're going to want to watch out for your mailboxes. Just things to think about. So when you're finding yourself watching news, you may want to limit a lot of the numbers per se, but you may want to pay attention to what programs are emerging from all of this stuff. So I think that's what I have for y'all today. We're at 55. Your girl be on her hour. She do. I be on my hour. So do y'all have any questions? Any journal questions? How have you all been doing with journaling? If you're just joining in, I mentioned to most of you all that I was struggling last week. I was just coloring. That's what I was doing. If you're on here now and you just popped in and you've been here for more than 5 minutes, go ahead and hit that like button. That means that you've been here long enough to decide if it's something that you like about me. Hitting that button allows YouTube to tell you all that I'm here. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well. If you didn't get the notification on time, make sure you go and check your notifications with my channel and update those to that. So we already have this first journal entry for this week. It's all about what your next move is for the week. So work on that today. And then we're back on lunchtime this week, y'all. I just needed a breather last week. Wanted to be transparent about that. And yeah. So you said direct deposit. Oh, I don't even know what word I said. So if I didn't say that word right, thanks. Direct deposit, if you haven't. Now, everybody does not have that on their tax returns, because some people are like, nah, I don't want to pay that extra fee. So if that was your thing, then you're going to get a paper check. So I think we have covered. We have 3 more minutes. I'll wait to see if anybody else has anything else to say. If anybody can benefit from this video, y'all know the deal. Share the video. Another thing I'll be doing, y'all, is I'll be updating my Amazon site to include a lot of the things that I use. Some of you all asked me, like, what are the pens I use, what books I use. I'll also start putting links in the videos, like To Go Mine and Coco. Y'all know I rock with her heavy, so typically most of the stickers you're going to see me use come from her. And I do have a discounted link for you all. If you haven't shot with her yet, you'll get 15% off with your first purchase. And I think that is it. Oh, y'all will see me back doing journal pre-recorded videos, because I'm feeling much better, y'all. I'm feeling much better. So tonight I will be working on my planner. I have not planned, y'all. I didn't plan at all last week. I did more note taking. So this week I will work in my planner. Tonight I'll work in my planner to plan out my week. So y'all will start seeing some more sped up videos where I'm not necessarily talking at lunchtime. So for some of y'all that are like, girl, can you get back to them videos? We'll be back at it. Okay. So that's that, y'all. Y'all have an amazing day. Stay hydrated, get some movement in, breathing exercises, eat healthy, and have an amazing Monday. And I will chat with y'all tomorrow.